Please be seated.
Thank you. It's been a very long day, but I wish the day will be extended by our Creator. For me, I don't even feel like living here because the King of Kings that created us, if you have been very mindful of several mysterious signs we've been seeing ever since we got to the United States yesterday, you will know that it's indeed a new dawn. It's indeed a new dawn for reality. It's indeed a new dawn for unity, and it's indeed a new dawn for peace. I thank His Excellency for accepting us. We've been moving around since morning. We are all making history today. It is not just happening. Ever since I started reasoning, having sense of right and wrong, I've been asking my leaders, my parents, and I've been asking my Creator, what is fundamentally wrong with the Black nation? It's been very deep in my thoughts. At times I sit down, I think very deeply. I weep on my knees. I shed tears. That where did we get it wrong? And I've been shouting to my Creator that one day you will provide the space for me. You will give me a place to stand, and I'll be part of the agent of change. Of my regard position, I can only shed tears of joy internally. I am one of the happiest men on the surface of the planet today. And it's very simple. God gave everything to the black race. Like the ambassador said, the entire human race started from Africa. At some point, all the planets were together. You can see similarities in African culture and the Native Americans. I don't know how deep we are, how deeply we've been noticing things. Yet, we lived in two different planets. But we have a lot of similarities. If you go as far as Australia, the Aborigines in Australia are black. They have our culture. They have our mannerism. And they have everything we stand for as the black race. And I thank God, the King of Kings, for bringing me to this position. This highly revered stool. And God started giving me the answer to what is fundamentally wrong with the black nation. God has given us everything. But what is fundamentally wrong with us is we lack love. We don't love one another. We are all cut out from the same cloth. Our colonial masters came. There was nothing like Angola before. There was nothing like Nigeria before. There was nothing like Ghana before. There was nothing like Togo. There was nothing like Guinea-Bissau. There were no boundaries. Each and every leader were able to secure their boundaries. And it's an understanding between leaders of different territories. They did things together with love and harmony. Anytime strangers move from one point to the other in Africa, they will notice. And they will either welcome the stranger if the stranger is extending hand of fellowship. And if otherwise, they will go into war and attrition. But what is most important is in Africa, everything our colonial masters met. They met the kingship system and the proper administration that is common across the entire Africa. The only thing was just to divide us. Divide and rule. You will never ever blame our colonial masters. I don't blame them. We should blame ourselves. Brothers killing brothers, brothers selling brothers' house, giving out information one way or the other. The entire continent of Africa, we only have one country that wasn't colonized by the colonial masters. And what kept them alive? Unity, strength, love for one another. And that's the country of Ethiopia. They couldn't penetrate that country. Another country that will have had that similarity, it's a portion in Nigeria, the Kingdom of Benin. Benin Kingdom almost got that credit. It was very difficult for the colonial masters to penetrate Benin Kingdom. They recently penetrated Benin Kingdom in the late 18th century. And how did they penetrate Benin Kingdom? It was one of the owners, the natives of Benin, that gave out the tricks and the secrets of that kingdom. And the kingdom had to subject themselves to our colonial masters. Where did they move out over 40 million slaves in the entire Africa? From two spots, in Ghana and in Nigeria. They moved out over 90% of slaves out of those two places? Who gave them the opportunity to move us out? It is we the blacks, sending ourselves out. We don't appreciate our values. But let us forget the past and focus on the future. We can't continue to cry over spilled milk. Let us go back to our source. Let us go back to our root. God has blessed us in Africa so much. Every wealth in this world is in Africa. There is no land in Africa that you cannot cultivate for agriculture. There is no land in Africa that is not good and ideal to plant a lot of things. The first cowrie discovered and was spent across every continent of the world came out of Africa. The first gold mined came out of Africa. In fact, a section of Africa was named Gold Coast before it was changed to a country called Ghana today. Until tomorrow, that is one of the greatest currencies in terms of reserves in the world. We know the essence of gold. God gave that to Africa. It is the same Africa that has the most purified crude oil in the world till date, with the lowest sulfur content. Yet, everybody in Africa on the average is living under less than $1 a day. Let us love ourselves. Let us go back to our traditional ways that is common across Africa as a continent. We have a lot of similarities. From Angola, you will see them wearing African attire. All the way to Mozambique, all the way to Mali, to Nigeria, we have our African prints. How did it happen? It happened those days when there were no boundaries, when there were no Angola, when there were no Mauritius. Our ancestors knew how they were connecting borders. The same similarity to all of us in Africa, an African descent. We all have talking drums. There's nobody that does not have talking drums. The same similarities. We all threw cowries and bones to talk to our ancestors. Ladies and gentlemen, the fastest growing religion today is African religion. It is evident all over the world. Let us go back to our source, our root, to help our leaders. They cannot do it alone. We need to work together and love one another. We are all one and the same because we are leaders, because everything started out of Africa. Civilization started out of Africa. Every civilization today was being improved upon and it came out of Africa. The evidences are there. The facts are there. Ladies and gentlemen, let us love one another. Let us appreciate our God-given values and God-given heritage. Let us go back to our source. The source we were known for. God bless you all.